Hey guys, thank you so much and welcome to Dragonmore Gaming. I'm Daniel and we're doing Dyson Sphere program today. So when we last left, we're trying to figure out our power situation with the solar panels, and as you can see here, I did a little bit of testing offline just to kind of see what would happen. You know, I think there's kind of the test between having the solar panels at the poles. Right, so I have at the South Pole and at the North Pole. So as you can see, the South Pole is getting sun, but the North is not. But as far as, like, you know, when we're thinking about Earth, right, like most of the sun hits the equator. So I'm like, all right, well maybe I'll put them at the equator. You know, pro tip, the circumference of the world is big. In this game, it's, you know, they're smaller planets, but it's no joke either. So I took all of the solar panels that were at the poles that I had made. If you remember, it was like, you know, at least 100, I think. And I went around, and this is as far as I got. So that's what, maybe a third of the world, maybe a quarter, right? That's like a quarter of the world. So if it goes in a quarter of the world, and these are spaced out, these leave a gap. I was doing it one, you know, every single spot. But that got even less coverage, so I ended up doing the super, you know, the wireless power towers, the tier 2 towers that have the range, that they're just connecting all these together, even spaced out like they are. And this was just kind of testing, you know, without the tower, they could just kind of zigzag, because every other spot the solar panels actually don't connect to each other. You need the poles to do it. So I was like, okay. And then so I tried to space them out like I did here, and I still only got a quarter way there on the world, and which basically means the day-night cycle, as you can see here, you know, 75% of the time it's just, you don't get the power. And I'm like, well, that's not even as good as like the poles that are like kind of 50-50, right? Because it's either they're on at the pole or they're not. So at least my initial testing seems to think that for just kind of constant power, at least kind of early game, I think you want the solar panels at the poles, right? You want kind of an equal number at each pole, and then that way you're just, you know, constantly drawing power from one to the other. I think the equator is going to work well if you can get it all the way around the circumference of the planet, because that does two things. Of course, there's a lot more room, so that's a lot more panels, and therefore a lot more power. And it's a lot more, I guess, consistent or constant, is just as far as, you know, there's always uptime on panels, and some of them are down, but that's fine, because they're just going all the way around the world. So we're just going to leave this here for now, but just wanted to at least share with you guys that I did some testing with the solar panels. And now we're going to head back to our base here, which is over here. Getting a little bit better at the sailing. Alright, I'm flying over here, and then bam, now we're in the base. And so one of the big things I did here is I added even more red towers. So I did a couple more, like the little Icarus mech upgrades to let me do higher towers. So now we got the red even higher, and it's actually high enough now that we're actually consuming even more graphite than we're producing. So that's a new problem. That's a new and good problem to have, I guess. So let's just go ahead and add one more here just to get this situated. Oh, whoops. I want to be consistent with these guys over here as best I can. I don't have enough soil, so alright, screw it. That's as far as that's gonna go. Alright, back to smelters, because these require smelters. And you can see I have 1,000 conveyors now. So I did finish, if you remember, the both the sorter and the conveyor factories. So we'll never have that problem again. And by never, I mean at least I have to go pick them up if I ever run out. Okay, and there it goes. All right, we got another one of those. And just out of curiosity, can I fit one more? Not there. Of course, they're gonna be annoying like that. Well, we can cheese it a bit if we really wanted. We could put it here. Alright, it's gonna get less per second. just because it's further away, but it should still be fine because it's only one resource we're really worried about anyway. And then if I do it here, let's move this one, and then there we go. Yeah, and for some reason that particular one is just out of range. Alright, perfect. Alright. So we're getting even more graphite now. Okay, so graphite should be good. And we're going to let that run, so go research go. And as you can see, we added, we think plenty of hydrogen now. So what's been running in the background here is the hydrogen fuel rod. So now we have hydrogen fuel. And I'm going to take a little bit more. As you can see, I got several stacks of my hydrogen fuel now. So this is what's going to power our mech doing interplanetary travel. So I got tons of belts, tons of sorters, and as you recall, that's what this is over here. So, perfect. Oh my. Alright. Well, so perfect. Alright, so we got sorters, we got belts, we got up the yin yang. And then how are we doing on steel? A little bit of steel. We could probably do with another stack. Oh, vertical construction. Oh, I can go even higher now. Well, awesome. All right. And there. All right, tons of steel. So I'm bringing lots of materials with me. I'm gonna go because this is the time I'm gonna head back to the other planet. I'm gonna drop off the little bit of silicon I have. I was making lots of those solar panels. I'm able to make the tier 2 storage now. I even have like kind of an emergency supply of the hydrogen fuel rods. And then these carbon nanotubes, which I haven't really done much with, but I guess I got those for free. We're just going to leave those here until we figure out what that's for. Okay, so we got, pretty well set up on materials, I think. Can always get more smelters. At least start making those before the journey in case there's something specific I need. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna need a bunch of these. Got plenty of that. Oh yeah, stone. I probably need some more stone for the journey. Stone, stone, stone. Why not? Okay, that leaves us little room for much else, but that's fine. I got this graphite, so I'll just throw this in the fuel for now. So I was just burning off some of the other oil. So the big thing I noticed, so we'll definitely have to come back here fairly soon. The next big thing I want to do is I want to start making and start automating the logistics drones. Now, I think these are what we're going to need to like move stuff back and forth between planets, right? And they're going to be used in the logistics station. Now, I looked up all these materials as far as what comes from where. The big block for the logistics station for us right now is these particle containers, which I found out take the turbo motors, or the turbines, which take motors, which is just lots of iron and copper. So, not terrible there. But the big thing that this requires is the graphite, or the graphene, which takes sulfuric acid. And then that's the thing that we have in it. So we have water. We have that one pump that just got water just so we could, make sure we know what's up and know how it works. It takes refined oil, which we have tons of, and it takes stone. Now, we have all these things. We just have to put them all together. So that's what we're going to have to do when we come back, and that'll be kind of the last component that we need for the particle containers. That'll get us the logistics stations. But the logistics stations are kind of worthless, I assume, without drones. And the drones are going to take processors, thrusters, and iron. Thrusters just take steel and copper. Who knew that you can make a thruster out of just simply steel and copper? And then the processors are the things that require silicon, because they require the circuit boards, which is just copper and iron, but then it requires these microcrystalline components, which that's the one that requires the silicon. All right, so we're gonna go back to the other planet and automate processors. And by processors, I mean we're gonna have that as a component. We're actually gonna automate fully logistic drones on the new planet. So I think I got everything I need. So we're gonna put these in the, everything burns from the right. So we're gonna put those in the first slot. We're gonna put the hydrogen fuel in the next slots. And then we're gonna bring, now I forget if there's, can I see from here? Mouse wheel out. Can I see what's on this planet and what is there? Okay, so there's plenty of stone, there's not much coal, and there's not much copper. So we should probably bring copper with us, like, to a pretty large extent. And then everything else we can more or less find. Alright, so let's bring extra copper just in case. We got that in here. So fill the rest with copper. Oh. Okay. Alright, we should be good then. Alright, heading back to our logistics hub planet is what I'm going to go ahead and call it. Since there's plenty of space to build there. This guy. Okay. So let's figure out how we get there. Alright, so spacebar, ascend, ascend, ascend. Alright, we're in this mode, so we need speed up and pull away from the planet. Alright, I think we've pulled away. Maybe. We're in orbit around the gas giant now. Is that what we're at? Oh yeah, somehow we're in orbit around the gas giant. But the good news is that we're at least in orbit enough that it's not taking our fuel. But we are slowing down. Alright, we need Borealis 3. Where are you? There. Which is here. Yep. Okay, so pull away and speed up. Oh man, we are taking some power. Alright, we've pulled away. Yes, we've pulled away from the gas giant, and we're on our way. Is this? Okay. And so I think, yeah, so it does depend on kind of where things are in relation to the year, right? Because that's how the orbits work, right? So like it's actually on the other side of the sun right now. So this is actually the furthest we've probably traveled to this planet, right? We've only been to this planet once. But if it's like just over here in its orbit, it's like, oh, that's super close. So we're going almost as far away this time as we can get. So unfortunate timing there. So let's say, okay, we're generating a lot of power now. Is that, yep, we're down to the hydrogen. And let's just go ahead and throw it all in there. All right, so I think that's, so not only does it burn more because of the way the hydrogen's built, but the fuel chamber generation times 200%, I think it just means simply this, that it refills you faster also. All right, we are going to speed her up. Let's get at least to 700. Okay. How are we doing now? Yeah, now we're trucking. Okay, so while we're doing that, we're going to take a look at our research. So one of the other things I noticed, so for the power, right, for solar power, is that you need, for the batteries, which is just kind of annoying. Let's see, so the batteries was up here somewhere. Where was that? Can't find it now. Energy storage, here we go. All right, so the energy storage requires these things, right? Requires these magnet-looking deals, which I come to find out is this thing here, is the super magnetic field generators. So there's a whole separate tech just to research the component with which to make the energy storage, like the accumulators or the batteries, as it were. So we're gonna get that because I figured batteries are probably good to have, so that'll take a while. All right, but that is in process. So we've And like I said, it's kind of offline, so we got some more vehicle construction. Most of this other stuff requires the the yellow now, so we're gonna have to come back to those. Oh, we're a little off. All right. There we go. Cool. All right, we're getting close. All right. So there's lots of these other things that I'm not sure what we're gonna need for it. So like solar sail orbit, like that sounds cool. Like maybe we'll just add this to the queue. Main quest. So I assume that's, oh, here we go. Going in. All right, we're in orbit. So if you don't touch anything, sometimes it just puts you in orbit for I don't know why. All right. Where is our base? There it is, over there. Alright, in relation to here, it is... Where did it go? It's near the South Pole. Okay, so it's over here. So this way. Okay. Yep, there it is. Boom. And we're back. Alright, so if I was to align north, yeah, that's like this. So I might try to just keep aligned north on this planet just for my sanity, and hopefully it'll just be cool. So I'm going to try to do that going forward. Alright, oh yeah, and we do have solar panels here. How close are these to the pole? Alright. And what is our tilt on this one? Alright. 7 degrees? Planet axial inclination. So, I'm trying to figure out where to put the solar panels to be the most efficient with that. So, like I said, with a limited amount, it just seems like you'd want to have them at each of the poles. Okay, but the key point here is that, alright, we're going to go ahead and grab a stack of each of this just so we have it, because why not? Okay, so the big thing that we want to do here is we want to automate drones. So if we're going to automate drones, please. So again, we need iron, we need processors, and we need thrusters. So we're going to make our own steel here, and we should probably just go and make our own circuits, and of course the microcrystalline, which is that is the silicon and copper. Okay, and there's not a lot of copper on this planet, so that's unfortunate, but all the copper is going to be consumed making these, and we're going to have to import copper from other planets, I think. Okay, so let's do it. So I think the first step is that we're going to have to put mines on the iron and the copper. And now I should probably find the copper first. Oh yeah, it's here near the South Pole. Because it's so limited, so that's going to be the harder one to find, so it's a good thing we found it. Alright, so we're going to head that way. Alright. There's the copper. Again, starting with this one because it's a little bit more rare on this planet, so make sure I can find it. And there. Okay, so we got that. And we should probably hook it up with power. Alright. And which is over. Okay. So let's head back this way, but we're going to drag power. Alright. So these should be able to reach both. Alright. This way. Oh, yeah, you can kind of see in the distance. Okay, perfect. And there. Oh, there. Cool. All right, we have power. Alright, so the copper should be going. We just need... Oh yeah, here we go. We just need it to go somewhere now. And again, the merger situation, again, surprised me that we don't need a whole separate splitter thing for merging. Alright. And then we go like this way, for example. And I did research additional drone speed and I think another drone too. So our drones are kicking ass right now. Alright, perfect. Alright, so we follow the power poles back. And now where do we want to have this go? Alright, so I'm thinking we need... Alright, so this big empty space here, I'm going to consider like the logistics area. That's where everything's going to come in, go out, and then have the factory stuff over here where there's going to be more materials being mined. Alright, so is that titanium over there? It's like a 900,000 of that. 800,000 up here. Because I'm going to put production here, I kind of want to pull this down and then this up. I think is what I want to do. Alright, so in that case, does that look like it's turning? Is that just because of the latitude? Yeah, look at, I mean, that's okay. Interesting. That makes things interesting. Alright, because of the way it's kind of curling because of, yeah, the how it does the planet there. Alright. Well, we want it here. So that's, unfortunately, I think kind of a diagonal. So we go like this way. Yeah, we'll pretend like that's good. Just trying to think how to move things at the poles. So like around here, and then here we'll start sending it up. I think that's what we'll need, right? Yeah, that looks like it might be good. And then this area is where I'm going to build stuff. Not perfect, so which means we're going to change it. Sometimes being a perfectionist, I'm like, I want it to look cool-ish, so I'm going to put it here, and if I do it that way, that'll be closer. And then what longitude is this at? Right here. So we could probably go a little bit further. There. Nope, too far over. Yeah, just little changes here is going to make a big difference. So how about here? Yeah, I like that. Alright. We're going to bring that to like here. Alright, that's quite the line. But it's on its way. Alright. So once that fills all that in, we'll go do the iron. Okay. And go. Alright, so for the iron, we're going to have to grab... Alright, up here. And we're going to bring that down, and then this is going to be the construction area. Okay. I like how you can actually see it building, too. Yeah, this game just does some cool stuff. Yeah, finish this one, please. Alright. Okay. Look at that copper flow. Alright. And down. Alright, so we're gonna get iron here. And let's see if we can get all of it. So that's good. So we're gonna probably have to do this. Unless... nope. That's not gonna get crap. Alright, so we're gonna have to do like... We're gonna have to do there. Alright. Where I'm gonna have like 1 or 2 missing. Let's see, unless this one gets it. Nope. That's just annoying. Like they perfectly spread these out, so I can't get all of them and cleanly. Yeah, that one right there is the one that's taunting me. Wait, so is there a better, like, I don't think there is, because this one's gotta get either, it's like I have to kind of choose either this one or, yeah, I think I have to do there. Let's do, yeah, so then we do this. Okay, let's do that. No, that's the same thing I had, isn't it? Yep. Okay. There we go. There we go. Is that everything? Oh, we're missing that one now. Alright. They're not making this easy on me. They're gonna have to do something crazy like that. Alright, that actually does cover all of them. Alright, and then that's gonna get a bunch. That's gonna get a bunch. And then there. Alright, and then we need this to hook up with this copper east of the base here. So, those things. Did I hit map here? No, I didn't. I was like hoping to see all the longitude stuff here. Alright. So like this, that'll hit the base. So it needs to come out further, right? That's what I'm understanding from that. So, alright, where's the stone in relation? So the stone's good, so it's gonna come like pretty far over. So I think like here, right? Maybe this one? One of these lanes. Let's say follow this lane. Hey, we got this guy. Alright, so we can actually start building batteries now. That's gonna be good. Alright, let's do... What do here? Alright. So we need everything to hook up there. Which means... You're gonna go this way. And then that way. And that means that you are gonna connect into there. That means you are gonna connect into there. That means you there. Alright. Yeah, thank goodness for not requiring a whole separate merger. That would be annoying. Alright. Yeah, we're making freaking bank on that now. And so as much as it takes, as much as being output here, how much does the belt hold? Transport 6 a second, which is so times 60, right? So 360 a minute? Is my math right on that? Can I do basic math? That's the question. 6 times 60. Yeah, 360. Yeah, I can do math. Okay. So 360, and of course now that they're full of the belts, they've shut off. But wow, that one's 100. So this is putting out way more than that. So we're gonna have to, I think, upgrade these to like Mark II belts at some point. But at least in the short term, let's just use what we got. All right, so we got the. That looks kind of cool, right? It looks because the South Pole is like a little half, little quarter circle there, and then up, and then this one is gonna have to do the same. If only you could see it better because it wasn't nighttime. All right. I lost track of where. There we go. All right. Build. I'll stand on this thing just so it builds faster. So less distance for the drones to travel. Okay, 1 and go. That last drone hasn't got back yet, but it's okay because the rest of them are building faster. Cool. All right. So we got the iron here. There's the copper. Here's the iron. Let's have it go a little bit further. All right, so around here, this is where we gotta start making this factory. All right, now what are we building where? All right, so let's make sure we know kind of the order of operations here. So we need logistics drone. That's at the end. So that's probably gonna be the furthest over, furthest west, if you will. At least from the way I'm pointed. Is that north-south? Well, technically it's east. So I should probably do it this way since this is north-south now. Alright, so the iron's coming from the north, copper from the south. Okay. Whoops. Alright. So double check again. Alright, so we need... So the iron plates, obviously. So I think we're going to have to turn all of that into iron plates unless is there... I think the circuit... No? Circuit boards just take plates. Is there anything that requires the magnets? Because the converting the iron into magnets is something that we'll have to do separately if that's required. That just takes silicon and copper. That's copper and iron. And then the thrusters is steel. I've researched the photon combiner. I don't know what that does. I don't know what that's for, but I got it. Oh, I can do solar. EM rail projector. What? Launches large amounts of solar sails into orbit of the Dyson Sphere swarm to form a Dyson swarm. All right, well that's cool. We're gonna go ahead and start that because that's gonna be awesome. While we get our logistics online. All right. So nothing seems to require these guys magnets, because that's for motors and that's for turbines, which these things don't require turbines. So I'll need turbines, but not for this. So that's cool. All right. So the drone factory is not going to require magnets. So I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. Okay. So iron ore's coming in here. And what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to, just in case, we do need to split off and do magnets, later. I should probably go ahead and add a splitter. Okay. Alright, so that way we can split off and do magnets. But otherwise we're going to have this. Actually, I'm going to do this, and we're just going to immediately start going up and doing the smelters. All right. So how do we want to do this? All right. So the smelter, I think the smelter just immediately starts going in this way. It's a little silly having it kind of look like it doubles back on itself. But again, doing it kind of the satisfactory way with the kind of bus system, so I can just keep adding smelters this way. as I need them. That will, so it's making it future-proof. Even though it looks kind of silly this way, it's going to make it future-proof. I'm just trying to decide, do we want to have smelters on either side of the ore? Is it a 1-to-1? It's a 1-to-1, right? Yeah. Do we want that? Do we care? Just trying to decide if we want to do something fun, like having 2 rows of smelters going for the one belt, and then there's 2 belts coming back of the iron ingots. I'm gonna do that just because I think it looks cool, and we might be able to upgrade the belts later and just make it easier to be smelting stuff. All right, so if we're doing it that way, I need to have a row for the belt coming back, which is here. I'm looking at the left side, so then here at a minimum. I should probably just make some extra space. All right, so there, and then 1 space. Actually, let's do there. Alright, let's just start with that, and then I'm gonna put these next to each other just so it's, so you can see what I'm doing here. So I can keep adding smelters going that way, and then we're gonna have the belts coming back, and I think I want to have, so the belts when they come back, they're gonna come here, and then I need to raise them up. And then back down. Alright. And then the same thing again here. Because I might have a splitter to take them back, or to keep going rather. And I probably should just go ahead and put one there just in case. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. All right. Perfect. We'll just go ahead and have this come out here just so we know that we have that option. All right, power please. All right. All right. Yeah, we're doing good. All right, so we're getting started. All right, so the this will be our smelter farm for the iron to iron ingots. We're gonna do something similar over here for the copper, and then that'll give us the ingots we need to kind of come together in the factory to make everything we need for the drones. So I think that's where I'll stop for here, and we'll come back next time and keep working. So I think we'll have drone production fully automated next time we play. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I'll see you in the next one.